Welcome to Jeopardy! I will be your host for today's U.S. History theme. Contestants are Hannah, Juliet, and Kayla. Kayla, since you won the coin toss, you will begin today's game.
All right, let's start with 1820 to 1829 for 400.
Who convinced Congress to elect John Quincy Adams as president if said person was made Secretary of State in 1824?
John Quincy Adams.
Not quite. Any other guesses? Great job. That is correct. You get to choose our next question.
Let's go with 1820 to 1829 for 300, please.
Who created this compromise? Maine entered as a free state. Missouri entered as a slave state. And any state who entered after 1820 and was below the 3630 line was slave and above 3630 was free.
The Queen herself, Beyonce Knowles.
Anyone else?
Henry Clay.
Correct. Choose the next question.
1830 to 1839 for 100, please.
Who was the leader of the Whig Party in 1833 and was nominated for president by the Whig Party in 1844?
King George III.
No. Any other guesses?
Henry Clay.
Yes. What question would you like to answer next?
1850 to 1859 for 500, please.
Who is this picture?
Eddie Vedder.
No. Anyone else?
Mr. Baker in 1995.
Correct. Please choose the next question.
I would like 1830 to 1839 for 300, please.
Who advocated for the American system, which promoted U.S. industry by adopting a high protective tariff and developing internal improvements by the federal government?
Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary.
Incorrect. Who else?
Henry Clay.
Correct. Please stay tuned while we go to a commercial.
Hello, and welcome to our live broadcast. I'm Kayla.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Juliet.
Signing on for BAPA 220 News.
Next week is the release of the new Abraham Lincoln film.
Why he was one of the greatest presidents of all time.
Very true. He led the United States during the Civil War, eventually united the country, and abolished slavery.
I know, I can't wait to see this film.
We here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
We can't tell our people they can vote yes on abolishing slavery unless at the same time we can tell them that you're seeking a negotiated peace.
It's either the amendment or this Confederate peace. You cannot have both.
How many hundreds of thousands have died during your administration?
Congress must never declare equal those whom God created unequal.
Leave the Constitution alone.
We are stepped out upon the world stage now, with the fate of human dignity in our hands. Blood's been spilled to afford us this moment. Now!
Abraham Lincoln has asked us to work with him to accomplish the death of slavery.
No one's ever been loved so much by the people. Don't waste that power.
This fight is for the United States of America.
This settles the fate for all coming time. Not only of the millions now in bondage, but of unborn millions to come. Shall we stop this bleeding.
Wow, now I have to see that.
But you know, new and exciting things aren't just coming to the big screen. Choreographer Hannah Martin is preparing an interpretation of Charlie Chaplin's best work for the stage.
I just love Charlie Chaplin.
Well, who couldn't? He's the father of modern comedy, after all. You know, he was the first to combine emotion and world affairs with comedic movies. His sense of humor created an entirely new genre of film.
Well, I can't wait to see this. I hear it's nominated for several Tonys. Let's take a look at this preview.
Segment in dedication to Susan B. Anthony, Kayla, a fellow news reporter, will be on the streets interviewing local citizens about their opinion on Susan B. Anthony. Now to Kayla.
Thanks, Hannah. This is Kayla, reporting live from Adams, Massachusetts, Susan B. Anthony's hometown, with Penelope. Penelope, how has Susan B. Anthony influenced your life as a woman?
Oh, I love her. I love her line of clothes. I'm actually wearing her pants right now.
How has Susan B. Anthony influenced your life as a woman?
I'm so glad you asked that question. Susan B. Anthony is one of the many women I look up to and one of the main reasons why I'm able to vote today. Although there is a long way to go in the field of equality between men and women, she has greatly reduced the gap during her time.
Great answer. Thank you. I don't know about you, Hannah, but I think we're all pretty fascinated by success stories.
But what makes someone a good leader?
To figure that out, our newscasters sat down to talk with a few experts.
A wig. Did you know George Washington actually had red hair?
What?
Yeah.
Did he actually have curls, though?
Did he have long hair?
We usually think of, like, presidents and the government because the presidents would sometimes work with the government on laws and state rules.
If you guys were president, what would you do?
Rule the world.
What do you think, Ansley?
I have his candy in my head right now.
I would put bowling alleys in every house, and if people didn't have a bowling alley in their house, they couldn't have a house.
I'd make the White House out of gummy bears.
Yes, cool. I agree.
Yeah.
Go gummy bear. Did you guys know? So he was president for 8 years, so he had 2 terms. But he was actually offered a 3rd term, and he said no. Do you think that was a good idea?
Yes.
Why?
Would you guys have done that?
Yeah, because like that's just not fair. Like everyone else who had the second term or 2 terms would. That's just not fair.
Yeah.
Life ain't fair.
Have you guys ever heard of Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's a kid in my class named Hamilton.
A kid in my class might be related to Ben Franklin because his grandmother's last name is Franklin. So.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So what would you guys do if you could decide what we spend our money on?
Candy.
Food.
Food?
Food, shelter, air, and
That's all your
other
needs.
needs. Technology.
More money.
But that would just be stupid. $10 for $10. That would be stupid.
No, you give them $10 and then
They give
They
you.
give
like,
you $10 back. That's
No.
just
They get
stuff
you
is free. Stupid. Worst idea ever. When is the rat? Who invented sweet potatoes? I'm interested in that.
Another thing about Hamilton that a lot of people don't know. So there was this big thing called the Federalist Papers. It was 85 essays that they wrote to convince people that the Constitution would work. You wouldn't have to write that much.
I would only
Our teacher just makes us sit quietly.
84. Okay, that's good.
She normally takes off one paragraph, which would. She would make me. My teacher. She would make me write the same as her.
Yeah, really.
My teacher would probably make me. My English teacher would probably make me write.
That's
more.
Miss Ogg.
She doesn't like me.
I know, we have a really mean teacher named Mr. Baker, and he makes us write these things called BBQs all the time, which is where you take these documents and you have to use the documents to try and argue a point. It's really boring.
Are you mentioning this? Is this report whatever thing for?
It's for Mr. Baker. Yeah, we're gonna show it to our class.
Wait, you're actually gonna show this to him? And then she was just doing all these mean things because she hated Miss Blanca.
You know who else was bullied? Martin Luther King Jr.
Well,
that he stopped. Whatever you call it.
he was black and he went to jail.
From
I think about there was a guy that Martin Luther King did this little walk, and they weren't gonna do any because a bunch of black people were doing a walk, and they weren't going to ride things and have to sit in the back and be separated from other people.
I think he's nice.
What? What? Martin Luther
I had a dream speech.
Yeah, he had I had a dream, and it was like I had a dream that
my children could go to
my
school
4
with
children
something.
would once not be treated
The
for
way
what
they are now.
No,
That,
for
like, they
what
treated
they
equally.
to not be treated will be treated equally, and they won't have discluded in because of their colors of their skin. Yeah, their skin color.
Did you know he was arrested 29 times?
No.
What would your parents do if you were arrested 29 times?
You would actually have to go to prison.
My mom will ground me for a year.
You know, some kids were actually arrested doing this project that Mr. Baker made. So, who is Thomas Edison? Do you guys know who that is?
As a president, probably.
Yeah, probably. Is that what we're going to be talking about?
No.
Government.
That's the guy who invented the light bulb.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know about any of this. I thought Ben Franklin invented that.
No, he invented electricity. Well, he
Benjamin
invented it,
Franklin? No, wasn't George Washington or something struck by lightning with something?
Yeah, you got struck by lightning with a little kite.
I watched a movie about that.
Yeah, it struck his kite, and then he was holding on to it, and he went.
Yeah,
he got zapped. He got zapped by it.
You got zapped.
I know about that because somebody in my class is very smart.
Yes. Okay.
I did a project about history
You did?
in my class,
That's like
and
my favorite song, History.
actually
One Direction?
chose Thomas Edison.
You did?
Yeah.
You did? I thought you did Walt Disney.
Oh.
He's very similar. What would you guys invent if you could invent anything?
A wheelchair.
A what?
A wheelchair?
A car. If you were elderly and you needed a wheelchair and you didn't have anybody with you, and the wheelchair was inside the car, you were sitting on it, and then you pressed a button, and the wheelchair would come out with you sitting on it. It would come out, and
What
it
if you
was.
crash into a building?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Granny would be horrified.
I would invent a food court.
A moving food court.
That was about a portable gummy bear machine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on with you.
You.
You guys know who she is?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I've heard of her.
Yeah.
I've heard of her, but I do not
Wait,
know
is that
she
the?
does.
No, that's Rosa Parks. But is that the? I've heard
The
of.
girl that invented. No, it's not.
Rosalind Franklin?
That's Amelia Earhart.
Well, Rosa Parks, she went on a bus and she got arrested.
First lady president?
She was the president's wife.
It's been a while.
But I thought.
History has not shared.
Yeah.
What? History
has
has
not
learned
shared.
about it.
What?
So if you guys got your own newspaper, which might happen if you ever married a president, what would you write about?
I won't marry a president. I'm gonna babysit with my friend Isa.
Oh, okay.
I'd write about rainbow gummy bears.
Yes.
I would
If
marry
he's
a
president,
gummy- I
I'm
would
gonna
marry
break
a
up with
giant-
him and get in a divorce with him on purpose. Hold on.
Okay.
No, in the middle of one of his meetings, or like in the middle of one of his things, I would.
Okay.
Eleanor Roosevelt was also a diplomat, which means she goes to a bunch of foreign countries on behalf of the United States. So what country would you go to?
Wait, no.
Mexico?
Mexico would be cool. Why
Wait.
Mexico?
To learn about interesting
I'd go
stuff.
to Italy.
What do you like about Italy?
Hawaii, country.
Is Paris in Italy?
Is Hawaii a country?
Can I go to
No,
Paris?
it's by the United States.
Would I go to Paris too?
Is Hollywood?
Paris is cool.
No.
it's by the
To
United
learn
States.
about the Eiffel Tower.
What?
Can we talk about where you want to go? Because I want to learn about history and be smart when I grow up.
Jeez, Lucy. Why are you acting like this? Listen, but then you'll go back.
You can make countries.
Yeah, you can make countries like.
Okay.
I've actually found Africa before.
Okay, can you make President Obama? Because I want to learn about history. Can we go on?
Nobody came here to learn about history. Everyone came here to.
She wrote thousands of poems, and then her family only found them after she died, and then they published them, and she became famous, so her family got all the money.
She did?
Yeah.
No fair.
I'd love to be the family.
Yeah, I would do. What?
None of her poems were published until
She
after she
did.
died, when her family found them.
Wow.
When did she die?
Yesterday.
1987, 1988.
Yesterday.
1800s.
What about Shel Silverstein? Is he still alive?
She did like really serious kind of weird poems, like the type that people.
Ooh, I can do Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me, Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray! What fun! It's time we flew. Said Ick.
It's really similar to one of
My
the
favorite poem book is Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Thanks for tuning in to BAPA 220 News. I'm Kayla.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Juliet.
To see a reenactment of Pearl Harbor with kittens, tune in tomorrow, 5 Eastern, 8 Central. Have a great day.